You know, I haven't stood up for a video in a while and I am really into this view. Hi, hello everybody, hope you're doing well. I'm Marina, that one girl that likes to talk a lot about houseplants, and welcome to Millennial Planter. As you can tell from the title of this video, I am rescuing some plants, some big plants that I have no space for and I had no supplies for until I went to the store yesterday and managed to get a hold of everything. But oh man, my friend, one of my family friends, actually, wonderful lady, love her to death, gave me some of her plants because she's actually going to be out of town for a while and she just wants me to take care of the plants and then just give her pieces of the plants whenever she's ready for them, whenever that'll be, like a year down the line. So essentially she's giving me the plants, and it wasn't until the moment where I stuffed my car with all of these big massive plants and I'm driving home knowing I have no room for these plants and no potting supplies that I realized, wow, I really am a crazy plant lady. But I was more than happy to take them in, you know, especially because she is very dear to me, and they were actually in pretty decent shape. This isn't like a huge rescue, but she had them outside and they were in mop buckets with no drainage hole, which is fine. I don't know how they survive. It's always the older women. They don't amend their soil. They don't add drainage holes to their pots. Then yet they have these like huge, massive, thriving plants, and they've had them under these conditions for years. It's just so crazy. My mom is one of them. She will put a tiny little plant in this huge 20-inch pot and somehow it'll be okay. She will put soil in a pot with just like no perlite, just straight soil, just straight peat moss, and somehow the plants will be living in there for like 10 years. It's insane. And I instantly had to take all of these plants out of the pots because the soil kind of smelled a little bit, because it's very moist soil. Obviously it's gonna have a smell to it. And then the worst part is that they were covered in bugs because the plants were outside, which is just like normal, you know, like that's something you expect from an outside plant. So then I just bagged them all up and drove them home, and people gawked at me while I was at every red light. My daughter said that they were admiring the plants, but I couldn't see out of my rearview mirror. Like, my car was packed. She ended up giving me one of these huge bird of paradises that literally, I'm so heartbroken that I cannot have that plant. Bird of Paradise has been on my wish list. Literally the first houseplant wish list I ever made, a Bird of Paradise was on there, but I just have never had the room for them because all the Bird of Paradises that I find are always massive. Like, can I find one that's just in like a 4-inch pot that's like a little baby and then I can grow it out, you know? That would be super dope, but I haven't found the right one yet. But hers is just absolutely stunning. It has a new leaf coming in, and thankfully my mom offered to take it off my hands. I really had to pull her arm for that one. Really, like, the instant she saw the plant, she's like, oh, I'll take that home. So she has huge, beautiful south-facing windows, and I know that Bird of Paradise is just going to thrive, and I'm so excited because I can still go and see it and take care of it and whatnot. But in my head, I was already making a space for it in my plant room. Anyways, I got all of my stuff already. I got some pots because I didn't have any big pots. So I think I got a couple 6 and 8-inch pots here, which aren't too big. I'm actually kind of nervous that the pots might be too small, but we'll see. One of the plants is actually a really big dracaena, but you know how dracaena, if you don't know, dracaena and snake plants, they're all dracaena. Anyways, they have really small roots. They can be this really big established plant and have these like tiny little roots. So I'm interested to see how that will go. I think I got an 8-inch pot for that one because it's probably the size that I am. I'm not too tall. I'm 5'3". For a plant, I'm pretty tall. The root system, I don't think it'll be big enough to fill in a whole 8-inch pot, at least I hope not. I also have my coco coir over here soaking because I had no soil at all for any of these plants. And then I also got some Captain Jacks to spray and wipe down the leaves because they're really going to need it. So probably now the biggest plant that I have is that dracaena, and then I also have two pretty hefty snake plants. I want to maybe try to combine them and plant them together. We'll see how that goes. Also, the plants have been sitting outside my house for like 3 days now. I got them on Saturday and it's Tuesday, so I really need to get them potted up. Hopefully they're doing okay. They seem like they're doing all right. It's been raining, so they've been getting rain. It's not like their roots are getting super dry, but they are unpotted plants out in the open. So let's go take a look at them. And I also forgot I had this huge pothos here as well. This pot is massive and it's super, super heavy, and it is paired with some beautiful fake flowers. Also, I feel like that's another very old lady thing to do. Thinking back to my mom, because she puts roses outside, a rose bush outside, and she plants it with fake roses. I love you, Mom. I swear. So I'm actually probably we'll probably get to this one first. This is the only houseplant she had inside. So I was able to bring it in, and it's been sitting away from the rest of my plants, but in my plant room. It does have some yellowing leaves, so it could be pest, or it could just be from just naturally dying leaves. We'll take a look. And I don't think, okay, good. The pot does have drainage. Hopefully it doesn't take up this whole pot, because I don't have a pot this big, but I have the perfect spot for this. So hopefully it's not infested with any bugs, and we could just put it in its space. I'd probably repot it too, because you all know I'm an overwaterer and all of my soil needs to be amended. Otherwise everything will be rotting. Moving this pothos around is a workout. Like, this pot is so heavy. Okay, so first I'm just gonna start by removing these flowers, and I can already smell soil. Oh man, this is gonna be interesting. Now I'm just gonna go through and cut off these leaves. I think if anything, it might have some spider mites. But really, I don't see anything. But doesn't mean I trust it. I am still going to quarantine this plant. I just hope there's no spiders. Like, yes, I know I have a pet spider, but that doesn't mean I like finding spiders in plants. It's terrifying. And overall, like, the health of this plant is actually really good, especially for how long it is. This is probably another plant that's as tall as me. So it's really exciting. I'm excited to have a really big pothos. Look at how massive that leaf is too. I don't even know if you could see that really. And I might trim it at the bottom a little bit, just so it can grow in some healthier new growth. Also, I don't know why I decided to wear long sleeves. I am already dying of heat. I want it to be fall and like cooler weather so bad, but I live in the South, so it's not gonna happen for a while. You can see that it has new growth at the top, so that's good. Another sign that the plant is healthy. I think I'm just going to unpot this in a trash bag instead of just on this potting mat. Has some empty nodes here, so I'm probably just going to cut that. I might stick these back in the soil. It was in a really dark corner, so it's definitely a reason why it has all this empty space here. There's another one and another one. All right, I think that's all of the yellowing leaves. So there actually wasn't too many, which is good, but now I'm gonna grab a trash bag so I can empty out this soil. She has a bunch of rocks in there too, which is super cute. The roots are shockingly super healthy. I shouldn't really even say shockingly, because I saw the roots on the other plants and all of those roots were super healthy too, so I really shouldn't be surprised. But this was just another plant that was in straight soil. Like, it barely has any pieces of perlite. You could tell that the soil was used just straight from the bag, which as an overwaterer, like I said, like just amazes me, because I could never. Literally, I could never. I rotted so many plants, and it was solely because of soil, which is why I use cocoa now. Check that out. Look at that. I can't bring it closer, but you can definitely see those roots. And it is a little root bound, but I don't have anything bigger. And I used to be like a real big advocate of like loosening the root soil, but now, or the root ball, but now I don't really do that as much. I will gently kind of maybe take some of the soil out that's like in the middle, but I don't really go and undo the roots like I used to. Unless it's like a plant like this where the soil isn't mine, then I'll probably go in a little bit more in depth and like take more soil out. But if I'm repotting my own plants, I just leave the roots as is. Okay, now you can really see those roots. Look at that. Massive, absolutely massive. I'm just going to leave it there, and as always, I am covered in soil. So, change of plans. That pot I got for the dracaena was comically too small. So that's unfortunate because I don't have a pot that big. I think I need like a 12-inch pot for it. I guess I severely underestimated that stump. It's not even the roots that are big, it's the stump that's pretty thick. I also got a couple bamboo stakes to help support it. I really want to put it in this room. I just don't know where, because then the only other option I have is for it to go into my bedroom, and I do have a spot for it in my bedroom, but I don't want it in my bedroom. But this is gonna be a multi-day process, I just realized, because it's a lot of work. And I wanna clean those plants a few more times. When I was taking off all of the dead caterpillars off of the dracaena, I did see a couple mites. It's nothing like too worrisome or problematic, but it's not something I wanna bring into my house. But other than that, like, they looked really great. All of the snake plants, I'm gonna have to pot up separately. I might give one to my friend because she loves snake plants and she's really great with snake plants. And I think those can go in my bedroom bay window, which would be actually really great. I've taken a lot of the plants off of that bay window and put them up here just because it's a lot more warmer and like humid up here, but I still have all my hanging plants there. So now I actually need to check on this soil on this cocoa. Hopefully it's all broken down now because I really need you, cocoa. I need some soil. I need to start potting up some plants. Now that I think about it, I may actually take this pothos to work. That's actually a good idea. So the soil is ready. I actually just grabbed this bag because I was at Home Depot, and this is actually a really good go-to when I don't feel like going to Pikes and getting charcoal and orchid bark. But they actually at Home Depot and, well, no, this is from Lowe's. They have this perlite. It is Star Green Organics, and it is horrible. It is just pure dust. Just look at how fine that is. You can't really tell, but it's super fine. So I'm just trying to use the last bit of it, and I throw it in my soil here and there. But yeah, I'm not gonna be using that again. And I'm debating if I even want to get perlite anymore because I don't use it for my soil and I only use it for propagation, but my soil props have been going so well. So I don't know, maybe I will just end up ordering like a bag of perlite online, like just getting like a smaller bag and just using that for propagations, because a lot of times if I have a particular plant that's rotting either in moss or water or whatever other medium, I'll switch it to perlite and it does a lot better. So maybe that's what I'll do, since I don't like any of like, what is that company called? Miracle Grow. I don't ever use Miracle Grow. I forgot their name. No. Like Miracle Grow's perlite is trash. You can always find like literal trash in the perlite. And then that Star Green, which is Lowe's is carrying now, is horrible So I think that's what I'm gonna do. Anyways, if you know a good place and some good perlite to order from, let me know in the comments so I can order it. This soil is ready. So now I'm going to pot up this massive pothos. I'm actually so excited for this gal because she's just so stunning. I think I'm gonna put her all to one side so that way I can wrap one of her vines around and get her more full because clearly she's not full enough. And I do want to make sure that this, out of all of the plants, is the chunkiest because it's in like, I don't even know what this is, ceramic, and that holds on to a lot of moisture. And I do not want this precious, beautiful baby to die because eventually I want to take some cuttings and give it to my friend, her name is Irma, for whenever she's ready to take on some plants again. I want to get her own little plant started from these cuttings so it's still like it's from her own plant. Not even gonna lie, now I feel like I have a whole bunch of bugs crawling on me just from being outside and working with those plants, and not even because like because they came from the outside, but just because I had them on the floor outside. Ugh. Also, drop a name down below for this beautiful beauty. I don't name too many of my plants, but there's certain special ones that just need a name, and this is definitely one of them. So let's come up with a name together. The last name we came up with was my squammy, who we named Harry, ironically. All right, there we go. I actually already sprayed her down, and I'm probably not gonna water her for a few days just because her soil was already pretty soaked. So she'll be good. I'll water her when she gets limp, so that'll be a habit I'm forming for myself, to not water her until she's limp so I can make sure I am not overwatering her. Because I did that with my Bella. I watered my Bella every now and then instead of waiting for her to show me she was thirsty, and she was also in a ceramic pot, and now my Bella is root rotted and I have to reroot the whole thing. Fun times. Fun times. Anyways, this is probably just going to stay on this little blue table until I spray her down a few more times. But let's just gauge at how massive she is. Okay, so after I cut her, she's actually a lot shorter. And I wrapped up that vine. So not as big actually as I was saying, but she's still pretty long. She, from my head down to like my hip. I don't know how long that is, but she's big and I can't wait to see her fill out more. I'm so excited for this. So excited. I love you so much already, girl. I'm probably going to sweep up a little bit and then go downstairs, pot up what I can pot up, then finish cleaning up those plants. And then that's probably it for the rest of this video today until I can get another pot for the bigger dracaena. Yeah, let's see how that goes. Back downstairs I go. So I had to run to Lowe's, got a 10-inch pot and some soil. It is extremely hot now, and I'm gonna go pick up my daughter from school and then hopefully finally pot up this plant. It has been a few days and I'm so nervous. I hope it doesn't die. It looks good still, but okay, well, I'll see you guys back at home. Okay, so we're back in the plant room. And I have all of the supplies outside, so I'm gonna have to repot it outside, but I also got these bamboo stakes that are like 6 feet tall to help support that really big dracaena because I don't think it can support itself. Hopefully these will do the trick. I meant to hot glue some twine on here, but I forgot. So I might have to just like tie some twine around here. I don't know, we'll figure it out. I'm probably going to time lapse this part because it's the afternoon time. Like actually, it's almost 5 o'clock and a lot of people are coming home, coming back from school outside right now, and I don't want people watching me while I'm in my front yard repotting a plant. That's just super awkward. But anyways, let's go repot this plant. I'm super excited to repot it and finally get this all done, and also just watch at how comical this is. Like, how perfect. I haven't tried it yet, but I know this plant is gonna fit so perfectly in a 10-inch pot, and my crazy ass thought it could fit in an 8-inch pot. Even a plant person, if you don't have a broken pot in your soil box. Just kidding. This is just from work. Okay, here's the dracaena and the 10-inch pot. Like, I probably could have even gone for a 12-inch, but we're just gonna stick with this. Alright, so this is what it looks like without any support. It's very lopsided. So I gotta go get my stakes. But it's looking real cute. I just watered it, but I just now realized that I should probably bring it upstairs to the upstairs bathroom before, so I could like clean it down and stuff, but I already watered it. So I'm gonna have to bring this heavy plant soaking wet up the stairs because there's so many bugs out here and I don't want any more bugs on these plants and in the soil.
Wow.
Yes, I know. Whoa. We're back. Do you notice anything different? So all the plants are finally done, quarantined, cleaned, bug-free, I hope, and in their rightful spots. So like I said, my mom ended up getting the bird of paradise. I'm really jealous. That new leaf has unfurled and it is looking so beautiful. The snake plants, I have one still outside, but it's potted, and I'm actually about to give one to a friend, and then I have another one. So I ended up getting 3 snake plants, 3 huge snake plants, which I'm not complaining about. I'm very happy. And then the beautiful dracaena I am so excited about. So let's take a look at the plants. I'll show you their spots, how they're doing, and all that stuff. Alright, so first off, don't mind the grow light, but we have the pothos, which she is having a tough time. I'm actually shocked. She's going through some shock right now. You can see all of those yellowing leaves. I'm actually pretty bummed about this. I think she'll be fine though. Like, I think she's gonna lose some leaves, but she'll be fine. I'm definitely gonna work on propagating more of those leaves, but this is where I have her to hide this ugly shelf that I still don't know what I'm gonna do with. There she is in all of her glory. She's going to look so beautiful there once she's acclimated and growing, and just imagine that whole little corner is going to be lush and full with pothos, and I could not be more excited. Next we have probably my favorite, my second favorite behind the bird of paradise, and it is the other dracaena that I have on this shelf here. And yeah, I don't know if this is going to be her permanent spot for now, but this is where she is, and I have those little 2 babies there with her, but I think she's super adorable as well. And then also look at this gal. I just love her. She has so much character, but y'all, getting her to be supported was a task. So my friend Irma had her on essentially a metal pole. It was like those things that hold up stop signs. One of those metal things. And she asked if I had wanted it, and I didn't want to bring that to my house. It was super heavy, and I don't know if the kids come in here and they like knock it down or something, whatever. So I didn't take it. So I used 2 bamboo stakes and a whole lot of string because apparently I ran out of twine. But you can see like she's just held up every way possible, and I can't really move it too much because she will become a little misplaced in the pot. Her roots are still settling in, and the bamboo stake isn't really secure in there. If you have a better idea or like tips on what I can use or how to better support this, definitely let me know. I'm willing to try something, but if I don't have to move the plant, it's really good. And I think she just adds such a cool little like jungly vibe, and I actually really hated this spot here because it was so bare. I never had a good plant to put here, and I have all those cords and stuff, so it kind of like in a way hides it. I don't know, I just really love the look of it all. And don't mind the mess, but these are 2 of the 3 snake plants. So this is actually the one I'm keeping. I'm gonna keep it here just on the table like that. And then that's the one that I'm gifting to my friend. I know she's going to love this. Snake plants are her absolute favorite, so I can't wait to give it to her. But I think that's all of the plants. Don't we look so cute together? But anyways, thank you all so much for joining me on this journey. I know this video was kind of a long one and kind of all over the place, but it was a lot of fun. I liked having to document all this, and now I'm in the process of editing it, and oh, wow, it was a lot of work. I'm not gonna lie, finding places and cleaning them, but it was well worth it because I love how they look in here. And yeah, thanks so much for stopping by. Hope you all have a wonderful planty day. Hope you all staying safe, staying happy and healthy, and I will see you all in the next video. Bye.